Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Marina. I am a certified lash tech based in Toronto, Canada, and I like making lashing videos. And today we are going to be doing an upgraded set where a client who used to get hybrids is now wanting to get a volume set. Now there are a few things that I kind of want to touch upon about going on upgraded sets and how I go about them. Like I said before, everything that I'm sharing with you guys are just things that work for me. So I always kind of encourage everybody to go ahead and continue learning from different sources and see what works for them that might not work for me. And I just kind of go about it in a certain way when I'm doing upgraded sets or transition sets, because for me, I prefer to do it this way, and I'll explain further into it. But yeah, going into like the first little explanation as to why I'm doing this removal. So I know that a lot of lash techs, when they are going to be doing upgraded sets, they kind of slowly transition into a new set. So let's say there was like a hybrid set, they would remove all the most of the classics as they can, and then they'll go ahead and add in fans afterwards to make it into a volume, because that's kind of what the client's doing. Well, this is what the client's doing. She's going from hybrid to volume. So honestly, for me, instead of like taking out all the classic lashes, I actually just do a free removal and I start fresh. And there's a part of me that I understand it's a little bit time consuming to do the removal, but if someone is if I'm charging them full price volume, I kind of want to just start from fresh, make sure that retention is fresh and that the set is just new, like completely new, and doesn't have any old fans, so that it'll last as long as a fresh new volume set, because those old lashes that are there can fall out in the coming weeks, because it'll be kind of like considered a fill. And so if I start fresh, the retention is just completely new, and I don't really have to worry about the other fans falling out, and I don't want the client to think that the retention is bad. It'll just be old lashes that are ready to fall out. So my second little point there, I kind of touched upon it on my first point, is that the client does have to pay full price. Now again, not everybody does this. Some people go about it in a very different way. Sometimes they'll just charge a fill, and then through the different fill prices, they'll start to transition fully into the volume set. But because I do that removal, and my explanation as to why, it is because I do charge full price for an upgraded set. Whether it's classic to hybrid, hybrid to volume, or volume to mega volume, I always charge the full amount. It's going to be a full new set. And because I'm doing that, I'm going to just remove them anyway. So that's like a big proponent as to why I just do a free removal for them, because it kind of adds into the whole freshness, like I said before, and I want all the retention to be new. If someone's upgrading a set, I kind of want them to have the experience of getting that set in the first place, so that all the retention will be new. And I hope that makes sense to you guys. I know some people might have different opinions on that, but this is just how I go about it, and most of my clients are really understanding about it as well. The only times that I find that maybe they might have questions is because of the time, because removals do add time, and then like a volume set for me takes about like 3 to 3.5 hours. So if I'm going to be doing a 3.5 hour set, and then on top of that a removal, it is about like 4 hours basically, and it is a long time sitting there. But this kind of leads me into my next point, which is letting them know how long it's gonna take. And because if your client, let's say, has been coming to you for a year, and you're giving them a hybrid set, which for me takes about 2 hours, sometimes 1.5, but depending on how many lashes that the client has. So for them, they're kind of used to just being there for 2.5 hours or 2 hours for a full hybrid set. And then when they come for their fills, it's even less than that. So they might not be used to sitting there or laying there, for 3 to 4 hours. And so I always try to communicate to them, like, this is going to take a long time. If you need to take breaks, let me know. And if you need to use the bathroom, please let me know as well, because this is going to be a time that you might not be used to. So it's always extremely important for me to communicate to my clients that, you know, it's totally okay if that they need to like sit up and go to the bathroom. I always try to give myself a little bit of extra time in between my clients so that I give it like a little bit of leeway so my clients can like stretch if they need to. But honestly, guys, it's very rare that my client will ask to use the bathroom. Like, I think there's only been a handful of times where they really have to go. But just like me, the client does want to get the set over with. Like, I'm pretty sure most girls like don't mind getting their lashes done, but laying there for a few hours can be tiresome. So that's kind of why I think they hold it as much as they can, from my own experience at least. And it also takes me 3 to 4 hours because I'm making my fans by my hands. I'm doing the pinch method. If you look at my other video about pre-made versus handmade fans, I do make it very clear and adamant that I don't really like pre-made fans, or something about it that I just feel like the retention isn't going to be as high. I've used them before and it's just not the same for me. So obviously if I'm making my fans by hand, it's going to take a long time, but I always let them know this as well. So this kind of leads me into my last point, which is explaining the benefits of upgrading. So if you tell them that they're gonna have to pay a full set, sometimes my clients are a little bit like, oh, I don't know if I really want to do that. You know, they're really wary. Remember, this is a business. You have to sell yourself. And so basically what I say to my clients in order to sell the upgraded set is, look, if you get this upgraded set, one, it'll be a fresh new set, so it will last a long time, especially if you're getting a volume set, like someone transitioning from hybrid to volume. I let them know volume sets will last you 3 weeks. 3 weeks is usually my max for refills, because obviously with outgrown lash extensions, I'll try to like take those off, so then that also adds in time. But for hybrids, it's usually 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 if the retention's really good. But I try to push for 2 weeks. So I let them know you won't have to come back as often. And some of my clients drive to me from like an hour away, so they commute to just see me. And you know, if someone's going to be doing that, I also want to let them know, like, hey, you're coming from far away, like I'll accommodate even like 3.5 weeks sometimes, because I know that they're coming for my service and I want to be able to make it a little bit easier for them. So I kind of upsell the volume lashes, being like, you won't have to commute here as often. You can come here in 3 weeks rather than 2. So not only are you saving on gas, but you'll be saving money on the fills. Now, granted, the fills are obviously more expensive than a hybrid fill, but the commute itself will be less. And I think for people who live far away, that could be very beneficial for them. So that's something that I like to kind of communicate to them, to really upsell my sets and to kind of upsell the sets that they might want. So if they're going from like hybrid to volume especially, that's usually where I see a lot of upgrades happen. So those are just some tips that I wanted to share with you guys on how I go about people who want to upgrade their sets, and how I communicate to them the certain things that I feel that are important. I always try to let them know. So yeah, I also forgot to take a video of the finished product, but I do have pictures, so stay tuned if you want to see the full set at the very end. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Every week I am growing and it makes me really excited. So thank you. If you're new here, it would mean the world to me if you were to subscribe. But if you didn't, I'm happy that you just stay tuned and were watching my videos. If this was helpful anyway, please give it a thumbs up and comment anything down below. It really does help my engagement, and I appreciate everybody. I post about every Sunday around 6:15, so I'll see you guys next week. Alright guys, bye!
I don't really care what they all say. It's easier said than done. That guy travels with everyone, but it all comes down to you. You are my anxiety. It's more than a feeling. You were never meant for me, but now I gotta keep it. Walking downtown and I'm okay. Eyes on me, I don't know what to do, so I smile and I wave. Alright. Everyone's looking like they know what they're doing. Everyone's looking like they know what I'm pursuing. I'm trying not to give them the time of day. It's easier said than done. That guy, problems with everyone, but it all comes down